Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm gonna take my PE exam today. Really excited. Just a little bit nervous. I hope it's gonna be fine. Let's see how I do. I'm gonna record a video. Hopefully I'll be able to record a video saying that I passed my PE. Hello, so I'm just back after taking the PE transportation exam, and my first thought is that I feel like I did enough to pass the exam. I had around like 6 or 7, maybe around 10 questions that I flagged. The portion that I struggled with the most was MUTCD, which should not have been the case because MUTCD is literally just we just search and then find things, but the questions were not that bad. Sometimes when you solve things the wrong way, you find the answer very quick. Get around 75% of your questions right, then you have chances to pass the exam. Let me just do a quick calculation. So I had so I have around 20 questions that I can make mistakes in and still pass. But there were a lot of questions from MUTCD and the Green Book and the RSDZ. Did not have too many questions from HCM. There were questions on ramps. The topic that I got a lot was from channelized lanes, either right turn or left turn. And I had one figure as well. The figure was about gore, theoretical gore, and then gore nose, painted nose, and there were like 6 or 7 things. Questions where you had to drop in, like match the following type of question. 2 warrant questions on easels. The only questions on pavement I had was type of treatment for shoving. Well, I got one question from safety. I think one question, it was just finding the road. I feel like I did not get too many questions from horizontal and vertical curves. Maybe around 4 to 5, maybe 4 questions or 5 questions. I was expecting more. Of course, this is I'm just speaking from memory, so I could have gotten the prescribed number of questions and I'm just forgetting. But finding the level of service for 2-lane roads, I got that. What else? Let me think. Now I remember. I also got, I think, around 3 questions from Manning's equation. Just finding the flow rate, just finding Q. I think maybe 4 questions. I think I got 2 questions, just trapezoidal channel thing. And then there was another question, a circular channel, also one inlet control question. Different types of stop signs at intersection or stop, like they placed stop sign in different places. It was either 3-legged intersection or 4-legged intersection. I did get 2 questions from project management, and it was not about finding the critical path, but it was like they didn't give any numbers. They just said this precedes this and this has this many days, and you had to figure out. They gave 4 options, and then you have to choose which one of the 4 did not make sense. It was a little bit tricky. Hello everyone, welcome back. So I passed the FE. I passed the FE in 2023, and I recently passed the PE as well. It's been like 2 weeks since I passed the PE almost. So that's why the excitement is all gone. But I was really excited when I saw that result, and in my heart, I thought that I did well. I did well enough to pass it, and in my opinion, it was not very difficult. I didn't get too many unexpected questions, but I got questions from ramps. I didn't expect so many questions from ramp, and I had expected more questions from curves, but I didn't get as many questions from horizontal or vertical curves. I was looking for direction as well when I started. I didn't know where to start from. I don't know what to study because the material is so overwhelming. You don't know where to start because you think, oh, I don't know this, I've forgotten this. Usually that is bound to happen if you have been out of university for a long time. For me, it was not the case. I had just graduated from my master's, so the memory was still a little bit fresh. But I think after a year or so, it doesn't even make a difference because you have to start from the beginning. Okay, you forget everything. It will not be very difficult unless if you have not taken any transportation classes at all in your undergrad or your master's or your PhD. If you have not taken any transportation classes, traffic classes, then it might be a little bit of a challenge. And if you have not worked in transportation, then it'll be even more challenging. I didn't have the intuitive understanding, so I had to put more effort to learn it. But if you drive and if you have traveled around, driven on interstate, driven on two lane roads, you know what a 2L left turn lane is, you know how traffic lights function. If you know all these things, then it becomes a little bit easier. Okay, so if you are from the US, it already is a little bit easier for you. And now work in transportation, so that helped me as well, because my belief was whatever I studied during school, I always thought that this is just theoretical stuff. This is not going to be useful in real life. But that was not the case. So whatever I studied in my classes, that is exactly the sort of thing that I apply in my job, and they're very useful. So pay attention in your class. Take those classes very seriously. Try to learn. If it is transportation class, try to learn as much as you can if you plan to take a transportation PE. When you prepare for your PE, the first thing you need to do is get all your references. So start preparing with that. Start with that. And the first thing you need to do when you get your PDFs is to divide them into chapters. Okay, because that will be very, very helpful. Okay, in the actual exam, it is sectionized. So every chapter is one section. You cannot search the entire book. You have to search in each section. So that's why whenever you practice at home, try to do that. Okay, try to make sections for each PDF. The roadside design guide and the handbook are like a whole package. That's the whole book. So you can search those books. You don't have to sectionize, but everything else you need to divide it into chapters so that you can do it. Get any resource you can. You cannot go wrong with the resource. Okay, because at the end of the day, it is about how much you understand. Okay? It's not about how good the resource is. Okay? Because all you need to do is just practice questions. Okay, you just try to practice it. You'll find you'll make mistakes, and then go back and look at the reference and then see, so this is here in table 3. Okay, so this is the type of thing that I need to look at. Then it'll stick to your mind. You started with 10 questions, you solved all of them, you got 8 out of 10, but 3 out of those 8 you got right just by luck, pure luck, or you used a wrong logic to get to that answer. So whenever you see that, you need to go back and correct your logic. And be satisfied, you could have gotten it wrong as well because your logic was not right. I got my hand on a book by Petrov, but that was really very, very tough, very difficult book. I don't think the NCEES will ask question remotely as difficult as the type of question that you have in Petrov. Okay, if you can solve questions from Petrov, you can take the PE. But you don't need to solve Petrov to pass the PE, because I did not do any questions. I tried to do a couple of questions, but I found that it was too difficult. Question. They'll not ask you a question that requires like multiple steps to get to the answer. They'll not ask a question like that. Maximum 2 steps, 3 steps. Okay, that's it. But in the Petrov book, there are you have to do 6 steps to get to the answer. You have to find something, and you have to use that thing to find something else. And if you made a mistake in the first step, then everything is gone. So the actual PE is not like that. I practiced from a relatively very simple book. It had some theoretical, actual questions as well, solutions to the questions as well. They didn't have just questions by themselves. They had solution to each question. So I did not even try to do the questions on my own. Okay, the first time I did it, I just went through the theory, and after that I looked at the question and I looked at the solution, how they did it, and then I just tried to do it. Just tried to copy it. Okay, then I tried to do it again on my own, and the third time I tried to do it on my own again, just looking at the question. So that is how I practiced, and I built up knowledge and confidence to appear for the PE. One day just before the PE, I felt that I didn't know anything. Whenever I tried to look at the book, every topic felt like this is something I don't know. So that is natural as well. So just because you feel like that, don't just reschedule your test. Okay, you don't need to do that. if you have solved well, like I said, if you solve the NCEES practice test, and if you get good score in that, if you get at least 75% in that, when I say 75%, the process that you got to that answer is right as well. It has to be right. Okay, just because you got, accidentally you ticked it and then accidentally you got it right, that does not count. Okay, if you solve a question like that, just mark it and don't count it, because in actual exam, in actual pressure situation, that kind of question can go either way. So these are my suggestions. Just start with references, break them down into sections, and then get any book for PE. There's also a YouTube channel called Civil Engineering Academy, I think. They have PE questions. The main thing is, it doesn't matter how many questions you solve. The main thing is to grasp the concept. If you know the concept, then you can modify the question any way you want, right? Sometimes if you have too much resource, then you get overwhelmed with the resource itself. You'll feel like you're never ready. You'll feel like, oh, I have this book to finish. I have this book to finish. Okay, after I finish this book, oh, I have this PDF as well. I have this YouTube channel that I need to finish all the questions from. So it'll never trying to get your PhD. You have to convince yourself that you know enough now. Otherwise, there will be no end to it. You'll be just practicing and practicing, and it will continue on forever. But if you are working, then I can definitely understand, or if you are studying as well, I can definitely understand that you will not have enough time to study every day. Like when I'm working, so I didn't have time to study every day. So what I did was my schedule is that I just have to work 4 days a week. So I have 3 days a week. So all these 3 days I stayed home. I did not go anywhere for like 2 months, 1.5 months, 2 months. I did not go out. I did not go anywhere. I just studied every day, like 3 days, just study. Okay, so if you do that, I think it should be good. And I wish all of you the best. And I hope you pass your PE as well. It is a wonderful feeling to pass it because you get it out of the way. Okay, I think if I just keep talking, this is just lingers on. So that's all I wanted to say. If you have any questions, you can just post it in the comments, and I'll try to answer it. And best of luck for your PE, and bye.